Yeah, that was it. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you guys actually looking out and engaging with my ideas and my comments and trying to have a little bit of a higher IQ conversation, trying to tone down the ad hominem attacks. I think that's how critical thinking skills can develop. I do have a question. It's kind of unrelated for you two, but if I can ask it at the risk of being...
Yeah, sure.
So you say you're Muslim and you're not practicing, and you're Christian and you're not practicing. My question is just to compare you guys to like the TradCon, like the Daily Wire people. If you still believe, even if you're not practicing, that the books you guys follow are the scripture, the doctrine, why do you preach against it when it comes to male sexuality? I guess my question is, what do you know that you think God got wrong, your gods got wrong? Because it's one thing to say I'm not practicing, like if you're Muslim and say, oh, I'm not practicing, I eat pork. It's another thing to come on a show and say, oh, you can eat pork if you're high value enough or if you worked hard to get the pork. Like you're actively
Which
preaching
is the religious
against...
thing that the Christian religious thing and the Muslim religious thing that you think that they're preaching against?
Like, because premarital sex for men too, or sex outside of marriage is wrong for men according to their religion. Now they can say they're not practicing it, but why are they preaching against their gods? That's my. I just wonder if there's like cognitive dissonance there, because I'm just comparing you guys to like the Daily Wire people who at least like seems like their values align with their faith. While you can say you're not practicing, I wonder what you guys found in society that you're the God that you believe in. If you believe in the Quran and you believe in the Bible.
Can I take this one? Actually, so I think probably the issue.
Shouldn't ask you, Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. The issue, like, I like Steven Crowder, but Steven Crowder got married to a woman, did not sign a prenup, and then ended up in a bad situation. It's just like there's a point at which, for men, there's a bit of naivete with having zero sexual experience seems to be much more valuable for men than women. I think that's. Am I close?
Yes.
Is that what you guys would say?
But then my question is, why didn't God predict this? Why didn't God say, okay, premarital sex is like worse for women than for men? It's banned for both. You're supposed to only, now in Islam you can have 4 wives, but you're not supposed to go to the club and fuck the hoes. I'm wondering if you guys have what you guys feel about your faith, where you feel so comfortable preaching against the faiths that you purport to believe in.
So you're questioning God?
I'm an atheist. This isn't about me. I'm talking for you. Like, I'm wondering, like, just comparing, like, if there is any cognitive dissonance, how you guys square that away. That's just a genuine, question I'm curious with. I'm not trying to get a gotcha.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can admit that there's a truth, and there's one truth. But at the same time, I can also understand that, like, I live in the real world, and in the real world, there's real issues that come up.
So the Bible doesn't apply to the real world anymore?
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay, sorry.
And as a result, I've chosen to live in the world and be of the world. Is it correct? No. But if I live in the world, I have to adapt to it. So that's my reality right now.
Okay, and what about you?
Adaptation to the current sexual marketplace. Unfortunately, religion is not going to save you from the fuckery that's going on. Women are more promiscuous now than ever before. We have a different world nowadays. And unfortunately, being a traditional man and playing by that set of rules is not going to serve you with modern women who are not playing by those rules.
So you think Muslims shouldn't be following the Quran? They should be following
I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that in order for you to be in a relationship in 2020, especially since you can marry outside of your religion, right? As a man, unfortunately, you need to understand how women operate, right? You can go to another place where women tend to have a different belief system, but in general, women have changed significantly. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're putting yourself in a compromising situation. Because when you get married as a man, you're the one that takes all the risk, not the women.
I mean, if that's your answer, I don't want to go back and forth with it. But I would say, like, a Ben Shapiro, he's an Orthodox Jew. He's in that community. He still is able to practice his religion. You guys are saying you can't properly practice your religion in today's...
He met his wife through another Jewish family. She was a virgin. He was a virgin. The likelihood of that happening for most people is extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Which also made him Ben Shapiro.
Tradcons don't understand that the sexual marketplace has changed significantly, and they don't understand that women date differently, and playing by the traditional conservative play set of rules is not going to serve you as a man, because women are playing by the liberal, I reserve the right to change my mind at any time set of rules.
So you think the Quran and the Bible are not as applicable today? If that's the answer, that's fine.
Just from dealing with modern women, but everything else is correct. I think Islam solves a lot of the world's problems.
Okay, but so Islam solves the world's problems, but not the part about restrictions on male sexuality.
I think for you to be able to date capital women, right, as women that aren't non-believers, etc., and be able to be in a position of advantage where you're able to understand and deal with them, you're going to have sexual experience, unfortunately.
Okay, so God just didn't predict this. Okay, got it.
Nobody said that.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm saying that if the Quran, as far I'm Middle Eastern too, it's supposed to be the book you're supposed to follow all forever, not just until things change. So I just feel like
is your family atheist too?
No, they're Muslim, but they're not like hardcore.
Right,
They're
but they-
culturally
but it's the
Muslim.
same. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I asked
It's
them
the
this.
same
But
thing.
the difference is they would say this is the right way. I'm doing it wrong. They're saying
Well, that's what he said.
that's what he said.
just
So I
"Of
think
the
that's a good
world,
that's a
not
good
indoor." Yeah.
answer. But I would just push back on, okay, if this is still what God said, that men are better, it's
Sure.
good to restrict your sexual promiscuity, then why do you tell men that if they work hard enough that they can disobey God? That's kind of my question.
It's not that. What I'm saying is that the reality is you need to adapt to the new normal.
So if a guy is high value and he's enjoying the fruits of his labor, is he not disobeying God?
He is.
Okay.
He is, but that's not a major sin. Like that, you can still
Zina or whatever the fuck it's called. That's not a major sin.
not really no.
Oh, okay.
If hold on, if you're not married, then it's really not. Like it like there's way worse There's way worse sins.
From what I've learned, having sex outside of marriage is a pretty bad sin. But okay.
I mean, it's not like you can still go to heaven.
Of course, you can go to heaven even if you do it. But what I'm saying is, if you come on here and you're like, it's okay to eat pork when God says it's never okay. It's okay to have sex with multiple women when you gain the status. That's not what God says. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing. I'm saying if you want to be religious like that and you want to follow the deen 100%, you need to leave the United States and find a woman that also follows that deen that's going to play by the same set of rules that you do. But if you're going to go ahead and get with a westernized woman that thinks that, you know, having sex all throughout her 20s and living life, whatever, you're going to be in that situation. You're going to try to find a wife in there. You're going to try to, get a relationship there. You need to know what the hell you're getting into.
I agree, but there's a reason that even imams, sheikhs, whatever, they're not telling Western men that now you don't have to follow it because you're in a different place. That is still the prescription. That is still the word of God. I don't care how many he is, but I'm saying, like, I'm just wondering how
For
you put it.
someone that's
Okay.
atheist, you care a lot.
I care a lot about cognitive dissonance and intellectual, like when it's not consistent, inconsistency. That's all.
But yeah, I mean, you're acting as if like we're like super practicing and we're like telling guys, oh, blah blah blah.
No,
I'm just telling guys what I'm taking my own personal religious bias aside and telling guys this is the best way to operate in 2023, objectively speaking. Fuck
Yeah.
my religion,
Yeah.
fuck my personal beliefs. This is what's gonna work best for you
But-
in 2023 with modern women.
But what
It's-
should
and
be
also-
best
it's- hold on,
objectively should
hold
be
on.
dictated by your
Also-
religion. But
Also,
No.
no.
What the
Also,
fuck?
for you.
No, because I'm going to give the best advice to men to succeed outside of my personal
Yeah.
beliefs, my personal mindset, etc.
yeah.
But so
Also-
you're if you still believe this, I'm just asking, do you believe that God objective, like if you believe in objective morality and it comes from God, that it's wrong because God says it's wrong for men, high value men, to sleep with a bunch of women? Shouldn't they still have sex within the boundaries of their marriages?
I'd rather them ask for forgiveness after they find their wife and they're not getting destroyed and they learn the prerequisite skill set than them ask for forgiveness from a fucking judge for making the bad decision.
And how
God
many-
will forgive. Divorce court
How
won't.
many times do men in church get married to women in church? They find out that they don't understand women, they get divorced, and then they hate God multiple times.
I
I'd
understand that.
rather a man go through and learn the hard way. Hey, listen, man, women aren't sugar and spice. Learn that. Hey, listen, things happen, and know that. Okay, I'm making a choice here to do what I want to do as a man.
We're giving
And-
the best objective advice.
I understand that, but I'm saying like,
Not based on our religion.
but it's like eat the pork and then repent. Okay.
But you can eat the pork and repent.
You can, but I wouldn't say that if you're having a show where you're telling men, "Oh, this is the best way to eat the most pork," you're being like you're in alignment with.
It'll be hold on.
That's okay.
It'll be
We
a
can stop
problem
this here.
if we're telling men that we're Christian and Muslim and then do this. But we're
We've
not saying that.
self-admittedly both said
Yes.
multiple times we are not
That'll be an
good at
issue.
our religion.
Yeah,
We're not.
We need to get better. We've been super open about that, and I
Yeah.
think transparency is very important.
Yep.
And we don't sit there and tell people you need to convert, blah blah blah. What we tell guys is outside of our personal belief system, this is the best way to get ahead in a secular Western world
Yes.
where religion no longer is there to protect you from female fuckery. We're going with the best objective advice, not our own personal advice.
You could say that, but you're still preaching against.
Man, shut up, man. Next.
This is bro, perfect example. You're literally
Bro,
arguing about
bro.
faith right now.
No, I don't
Yo,
think
yo,
so,
she
but
a
okay.
single.
We never purport ourselves to be
pussy
religious.
open.
We don't even bring religion up unless it's asked by the chat.
Bro.
Really,
But
like
I was just curious as like a
Bro,
personal
yo,
question
yo.
if you believe in it, how you feel about it. But that's okay.
Yo, shut up, man. Hey, sorry, man. Bro.
Chris.
Tits, pussy, whatever, man. You're so.
Well, you know what I'll say? Hold on, Chris.
What?
You're a single. Your pussy's open on IG, on all over the internet. Come
Okay,
on,
Chris.
man.
It's not
Come
an
on, man.
argument.